Alright, so this section has shadow and highlights. We're going to start off with shadows, so I'm going to zoom in. And every place where you see a shadow, I want you guys to add a selection tool to. So the first thing to remember is, are we going to save selections? What selections are we saving? What are we looking for? How do we find shadows? Now that's why we darken some of those tones, to be able to see these shadows. So you can see them here. You can see them right under here, underneath the nose, underneath his lip. You can see them in his cheekbones, underneath the ears. You can see them in the little canal of the ears here, the top of the hair. So that's where you start just playing with your selections. So again, we're going to go with our lasso tool. And then I'm just going to select where I think I'm seeing a shadow. Now, how intricate you get with your selections, again, it's going to be up to you guys, right? It's user representation. So you might want to go super intricate. You might go, you know what, Mr. Gomez, doesn't matter to me. I don't want to go super intricate. I just want to keep it simple. So like vary it as much as possible. Figure out what your selection is going to be. You can split it off into different sections. You can keep them as one whole section. Again, I like working with different sections because, again, I feel I have a lot more control, but I don't want to limit you guys to how you guys can actually work, okay? For me, it's better if you're working in different clusters. For the purpose of this demo, I'm going to show you how the clusters work, or how you can maximize the amount of clusters, or how they're working for you to get you to have more control over your shadows and highlights. But I like adding depth by adding a bunch of layers. The more layers I have, the better I feel that this composition feels or looks, right? So now hopefully this video won't close down on me before I get this done. Now see how the shadows here are a little bit lighter, so I'm going to stop this here and then do the other ones at the bottom separate, and then just play with how I'm going to balance them out. Anyway, so that's what I have right now. So then the way that I do it is, instead of trying to figure out a color here, I'll go ahead and make a selection of with my color picker. So I'll click on that swatch, and then what I'll do is go a value below, and maybe a value below that, just a tad bit more, and okay it. And the same deal, since I'm already on that second shadow layer, which is right there, I can go Command Delete and set that, and we'll give them like this tat, like this facial tat, right? And we can save this as well. So I can go save selection, and then call this shadow 1. Again, if this closes down, I'll add another extension to this video, so shadow 1, and then I'll go ahead and okay it. And when I change my mode, if I go to soft light or overlay, and if I get my opacity and drag that down a tad bit, and if I deselect from that, we'll start getting a better representation of a nice shadow that's making, if you look at his face now, half of it is popping, the other half is not, because of the shadows. So meaning, if we bring these up, you see how much darker they get? They start burning through. If I bring them down, they give you enough of that nice kiss representation of what that shadow would be. Now, one step that I did miss was I didn't soften some of the shadows, and I mean, it's working for it and it's not. So again, play with the idea of softening, figure out if some of the shadows are core or mid, or if they're diffusing away, and how that's going to help you get a better representation of what you're trying to set. Anyway, so there's that one set there. I might bring it up a little bit more just to have those pop. So now I'm going to go ahead and do some sections of these other shadows, and then some of the highlights, and then I'm going to call it. And hopefully this has helped, like I said. So I'm going to show you that. Let me stop this video here, and then we'll go with the next one.